Did you, hey, look at me. Look over here. What's up? Did you, did you go live? Yeah, man, we're live. Go ahead and, do your thing. What is up, everyone? And thank you for checking out Don't Say the F Word. We are a pro wrestling combat sports podcast. We do not use the F word when we talk about professional wrestling. You shouldn't let your friends use it either. It's Monday. It's our Raw pre-show. We're also going to break down the suspension of Drew McIntyre. We're going to talk about CM Punk getting fined. Which one of them is going to violate this nonsense first? We are also going to talk about the conspiracy theories behind WrestleMania 40, behind the curtain. And, how the Rock may or may not have given credit for everything creative to himself. And all the memes are funny and apparently pretty factual. There we go. Can you hear it now? What's up, Joe? Finally made it in. There we go. What is up? Oh, we'll give Joe some lightning. What else do we got? Oh. Look at that. We got everything going on. So, did I just hear a kiss? Like, why did I do it? Hey, stop making me blow kisses at Joe. Will you quit doing that? This isn't funny.
Wait, you got fire, gunshots, and everything? Ooh, I might need that. Ooh. 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 You know, I might need that last one. That last one.
This one?
I might need that to be your Lifeline theme song.
Now, let's not talk about trivia because I'm gonna do terrible at it. Like that's just not. Here, Mark, go over to your seat back here by the sponsor table. You don't got no matches running today, but I'm gonna get Mark propped up here eventually. If I can get my hand out of his way. There we go, dude. Go hang out over here. Get in back there with some of the gunplay we got going on.
I see that.
Got some projects we're working on. Joe.
Yeah.
Joe. Happy Monday. Happy Monday.
You too.
We got previews for Raw coming up. But before we get to our Raw preview, I'll talk to you about something, Joe.
All right. What's the date?
I want to talk to you about something. Did you watch the WrestleMania 40 documentary?
I did. Yeah. I did.
I guess, I don't know. I want to call it a documentary. Is it a documentary if it's only on YouTube? I don't know.
I watched it.
What were your thoughts?
When he said in the commercials how they said we did 8% by October, it was. I was hoping they had more like every single match broke down how they did it, not just one match. That's what I got out of it. But then it just turned into the whole Cody, Roman, then Seth and Rock add to it. Yeah. I thought it'd be more than that.
Yeah, with them saying it was 80% done, but being focused on the main event, that was a little strange, but I do get it.
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking about Mania, at least Mania 40, we're talking about Cody Rhodes, right? I mean, we're not talking about a whole lot else. My opinion.
Yeah.
Like, sure, there may be other things that went on, but we're not necessarily talking about that. I mean, we had the Uso versus Uso match, but that wasn't given. It was not given a lot of time,
No, I wasn't.
and understandably so. I mean, there was shit they had to get to, right?
Mm-hmm. And then,
And I don't know. I don't know if they'll play that back. I don't know if they're going to run that Uso versus Uso match back. But I think both those guys would like for them.
I think they done the Uso versus Uso. It's a one-time thing. It's not like
And
it's not like a Jeff and Matt. They can't do that. It's not a Jeff and Matt.
I would agree. It's definitely not a situation where we keep coming back to these guys feuding with each other. And I do think something will happen with that story very soon, which we'll get to in a little bit. So stick around because we're going to unpack my thoughts of what's going to happen with the Usos. And I think there'll be developments in that realm very soon. My opinion. But we'll see. We'll see. I could be right, could be wrong. I don't know. But anyway, The Rock was very prevalent in that documentary talking about WrestleMania 40, the behind the curtain. And I don't know if you know this. This is something I just recently learned. But that documentary that aired was, we got Savage Sip Coffee. Thanks for checking us out. Working on some coffee right now. You guys ever want to throw any our way, please let me know.
Okay.
So the documentary, the WrestleMania 40 Behind the Curtain, was supposed to be released 3 days after WrestleMania.
It will, yeah, somewhere around there, like maybe a week later. Yeah.
It was slated for 3 days post night 2. So night 2 was a Sunday. It was meant to go out to us Wednesday, Thursday. Somewhere like
Yeah, somewhere in there.
WrestleMania was in April. It took 3 months to get this documentary to us.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that is?
I say production. Production.
You think production?
Production.
Production of what?
You know how they always gotta re-edit stuff, put it in there. Like they filmed it, then they gotta read it, then they gotta read stuff, put more stuff in there to make you want to watch it.
Right. They had to put more stuff in there.
Yes.
What stuff do you think they had to put in, Joe?
I would say the last part where they said they had to add the Undertaker in at the last moment. And then another one was probably about, I had to put Cena and Undertaker at the last minute. And then the next would probably be how they did the little filming on the commercial for it. That's about it.
Really?
Yeah, really.
You want to know what I think? I think they had to reshoot and put in everything The Rock had to say. Because I think The Rock needed to do some damage control and make it like this is all him. The Rock made all the judgment calls. The Rock made all these decisions. I mean, the meme is The Rock has made every decision ever now. That's the meme. I posted for this episode that The Rock told me not to say the F word.
I laughed at that this good morning. I laughed at it. I wasn't laughing at all the stuff you put in. I just laughed at the picture. I'm like,
dude, The Rock made every aspect of that as if he was the end-all, be-all, made every decision.
yeah.
What do you think? His whole thing is that he noticed the shit. The Rock made the call. He called Ari. He called Triple H. He called Nick Khan. He He called Cody. He called Jesus to get a straight line right in to talk to Dusty. And he said, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do it The Rock. The Rock thinks that we need to make a shift. And
well, not to say that. He was talking a lot in that. He was talking a lot in there.
he made it as if he made
I think mostly he just made it about The Rock and Roman first. Then, after the whole crowd said, Rocky sucks, we want Cody to hold it, that's when they like, oh, you better add this final stipulation way. So that's how they got the tag team into it.
do you think, like you watched it, you've seen the spin The Rock put on,
Mm-hmm.
and this whole aura of positivity that he tried to spin on the whole thing is that, you know what, I recognize right away, this isn't what the fans want to see. The fans aren't looking to see me versus Roman right now. They do want it, but just not right now. Right now, they're investing Cody. So that's the way they want to go. Do you feel like that's authentic, or is that The Rock putting Hollywood PR on something?
I think that's The Rock. I think The Rock is trying to save his tail, so he had to make a way for him to be on WrestleMania.
But he was going to be on WrestleMania anyway.
But
he came to the.
I think they did it because they had to redo it in order to make the fans happy. In order to make the fans happy, they had to find a way to put Cody back into it. Original plan was going to be Rock versus Roman. But then, like they said, injuries started happening, so they had to do a backup plan. And that was the backup plan, was tag team.
I mean, even without CM Punk's injury, and we went back and forth leading up to Mania as to what I thought was the right call, but for The Rock to spin this and to try and lead people to think like he's like this creative mastermind, and he picked up on what the crowd wanted and all this, is such Hollywood bullshit. Like, have you seen The Rock's interview on Joe Rogan Experience?
I did not watch that one yet, but I see the little clips that he's having of it.
So if you're interested in seeing an unbelievably awkward interaction between two human beings for 3 straight hours, go check out The Rock on Joe Rogan Experience. It's such a non-realistic conversation interview, like The Rock's answers for stuff, let alone the half-truths that The Rock told and things that were just flat-out lies that couldn't be true. Mm-hmm. It's such an awkward interaction, and it's such very much Hollywood PR, like, put you out there to try and get some good faith because The Rock needed it at the time and still needs it today, from transitioning in from back from Hollywood, and him and Oprah asking people for their money nonsense, and The Rock just seeing on good PR, which is what I think this entire documentary was The Rock trying to get great PR, because there were a lot of people who, your sister included, my wife included, seen The Rock doing this heel version of The Rock, this late 90s Attitude Era heel Rock, that really missed for a lot of people. He went from a guy who a lot of people, The Rock could have run for president. And there were people who would have voted for The Rock. His whole, Young Rock really set up that idea in people's mind, like, could The Rock get involved in politics? And there was a moment in time where he really could have. And he came back and he did The Final Boss and turned a lot of people off on who he was, because The Rock's supposed to be this nice guy.
I know.
This entire documentary was damage control for The Rock. to try and reestablish himself for some part of his fan base. No, I'm really a nice guy. I was just playing the bad guy. Which, for wrestling fans, we know that's what it is. We know the work.
Mm-hmm.
This was his damage control of wrestling. I'm just a creative genius, guys. I was on social media and I seen the hashtag We Want Cody, and I made the call that, you know what? Let's make me be a heel again. I can be more creative as a heel. I'm so smart. I'm wearing glasses.
Mm-hmm.
He's so full of shit. Like, I'm sorry, but I think that the meeting was not The Rock making phone, and this is just me speculating. I don't know shit, but
okay.
I think there was a meeting where WWE creative, Triple H and Nick Khan, they went, listen, they're going to boo you out of the arena. You can't try to show up and be the babyface now. They've turned. Like, we have to figure this out, and we have to figure it out fast, because you can't afford to be booed out of the arena on accident. Because everyone, after the initial pop of, oh my God, we're getting Rock Room, everyone went, hold on. We just were invested for 2 years, and you're not going to give us what we've been invested in? And what the hell does that mean for the Royal Rumble? Is that just a waste of pay-per-view? This is bullshit. And then, okay, well, let's just go with heel Rock. We'll just do heel Rock. And The Rock was like, okay, well, we're going to give me credit for all this. I'm on the board, and I need as much good publicity as I could possibly ever get. Because, you know, I messed up, and I stood next to the woman who's got more money than God and asked everyone to donate money to Hawaii. Instead of, you know, between the two of us giving up $1 billion to just rebuild the island. I asked my fans to donate. And I'm going to take credit for everything about WrestleMania. And the story's not even going to be about Cody. Whole documentary not even about Cody. About The Rock. They did WrestleMania 40, Behind the Curtain was a documentary about The Rock. Just loving himself. Am I wrong?
I think what you got was The Rock.
Am I wrong, Joe? Anyone in the comments, live on Instagram, am I wrong? Was WrestleMania 40 Behind the Curtain documentary just solely I don't know, whatever the length of the whole thing was? Was it just time that it was spent The Rock telling us how much he just thinks he's the greatest thing ever? Not in character, by the way.
It was
Rock
got both.
Touching himself for an hour and a half. I don't know what to tell you.
You got The Rock and Dwayne Johnson talk at the same time. That's what you got. You got the business side, Dwayne Johnson, and then you got.
No, that's not what it was. It's the phony PR Rock. It's The Rock that has to do damage control. We got a Cuban Gorilla in the comments live on Instagram. Again, if you're not live on Instagram, you're missing this opportunity. But he hasn't watched it yet. So if you're just getting in, man, the whole spin of the whole thing was that it was The Rock's creative, not that it was anybody else. He didn't say there was a creative meeting. The Rock literally says, so I picked up the phone and I called Ari and I called Nick Khan and I called Triple H and I said, listen, this is what we got to do. And that's where the meme comes from. That's the meme that's circulating of everyone saying The Rock did all these ideas. Because like that's literally how he presented the entire thing.
Okay.
It was as if no one else had any input. And that he's a creative genius.
I will say this. It's an hour long, but 40 minutes of it you heard The Rock talk. And then maybe 10 of it between Triple H and Nick, and 5 minutes just a intro by and hey Cody. There you go. That's about it.
Yeah, it wasn't about Cody winning the title. It was about, oh well, this whole thing was crazy, and we did all this, but The Rock took credit for literally everything. Literally every bit of it, the man took credit for. not in character. Like, he didn't show up in the Versace vest and do the whole shtick as the final boss character.
He just showed
That's
up.
not what he did.
He showed up as business side Dwayne Johnson, letting everybody know my mastermind plan. I did this.
That's what you're feeling. That's what he did. That was
Yeah.
business. That was business Dewey.
Yeah, he took your idea, got the pen, and made a creative plan for WrestleMania.
Sure he did. Sure he did. Not that he has a team of like 15, 20 people on his PR side who keeps an eye on all social media and goes, oh, whoa, wait a minute. They're turning, and they're turning fast. Yeah, that's it. It was all Dewey. Dewey he just knows, man. He just knows. Like how he's never been to Chick-fil-A or has done 2 or 3 social media posts about his first time to eat fast food or some shit.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
I don't know. I just the documentary. On initially watching it, like, you know what, man, I like documentaries. I love pro wrestling documentaries. I love that little look behind the curtain. I think they're cool. But then when I found out, like, yeah, they're supposed to come out 3 days after WrestleMania. I'm like, shit. Yeah. All the rock stuff was added in. It was all after the fact, damage control. I want to come off as the savior of WrestleMania, guys. Where so many people, like, there were so many dipshits who said, "Oh, the Rock's here to save WrestleMania." Like, it's the attitude era. You gotta have the Rock and have a good WrestleMania. The Rock didn't save shit. I want to make sure that's cleared up. They didn't need The Rock at WrestleMania. He didn't have to be there. It would have been sold out without him. It would have been great without him. It could have done without the tag match. It could have been Seth Rollins on night 1, Cody on night 2.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have to have the tag match. Would have been perfectly fine without it. Am I right or wrong?
I say you're right. You're right.
Now, I will say I also don't know that they had to change. They didn't have to change course, or they had Cody hand over his spot to The Rock. They didn't have to go back to Cody versus Roman. They could have stayed the course, Rock versus Roman, and just given us that. It would have been fine.
Yeah.
The fans would have been pissed, but that would have been very much the old guard. It would have been very much a Vince thing to do, and that's, just stay the course and stay with our plan. I don't think I would have been mad about that. I may have been bitchy for 15 minutes, but at the end of the day, I still would have watched. I still would have had a great time. However, 3 months later, I'm kind of pissed that The Rock made it as if he orchestrated the entire thing. I don't know. I just, that's just me.
Yeah.
I think it's silly. I think it's nonsensical.
I kept wondering why The Rock picture kept popping up every day on Facebook and everything. Like, why? What's so special about this picture?
Yeah, because he just took credit for it. So that's the whole shtick. That's all the memes. That's all. I made a shitload of them. I made so many. Like, so many.
Yeah, I know. I kept laughing at all of them. Like, okay.
So, another big thing out of the weekend, we talked a little bit about yesterday, recapping Money in the Bank. We didn't really get to go into deep. John Cena. Cena retirement tour. Looks like it's going to run from Rumble to the end of 2025. At least 50 dates.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever it is he's doing in Cleveland, I will go. Well, let me rephrase that. I won't necessarily go to Cleveland. Probably will, but whatever's in a good, I can't even say good drive distance. I'll drive pretty far for a wrestling event, but I will attend an event John Cena's at in 2025.
I won't say this. You better get tickets, but when they go on sale, better hurry up tickets.
Oh man, I don't even sweat it. You know, like things sell out, but a lot of things sell out to these events to third-party sellers. So like if you go on, like, Ticketmaster may have nothing available, but SeatGeek will. Vivid Seats will. You know, somebody will have tickets. And the closer you get to the show, good chance you can find some decent seats, inexpensive. Most of these arenas are set up good though. I mean, nosebleeds ain't bad, but I want to attend one of the shows of the final tour of John Cena. With that said, does John Cena put himself in the Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
I agree. I'm going to tell you what I think. I think John Cena should win the Rumble.
I think John Cena will be tied with Stone Cold with 3.
Yeah.
He'll be tied with Stone Cold with 3. Yeah.
Now, here comes the next thing, Joe. I think John Cena should win the world title again.
He's getting that 17. I don't care.
And I'm going to tell you why I think this. You're coming into a new era of WWE, coming into the Netflix era of Raw. John Cena should win that World Heavyweight title. He should be the champion on Raw through 2025. Because if you're going to have a new era WWE and you want to carry around, most winningest champion, you want that to be John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
You want John Cena to be that 17-time world champion, not tied Ric Flair, surpassing Ric Flair. And I think
17.
John Cena's title runs are more important than Ric Flair's. There, I said it.
Actually, they are.
All in one promotion. John Cena I hope, will be a 17-time WWE world champion. And he should be the focal point of Raw.
He's going to win that title, no matter what.
I think he should.
He's going to win it. But where he dropped
With that said, who should be John Cena's last opponent? Who's the guy?
I'd rather be Orton.
Think it should be Orton?
I think it should be Orton. If not Orton,
should it be someone of legendary status, or should it be an upstart? Should it be a newer person who,
if I had
sends Big Match John off to the sunset?
If I had to pick, it would either be Austin Theory or Carmelo Hayes to be the one to pin him.
Those two make a lot of sense. Two younger guys makes a lot of sense.
I think it'd be Austin Theory if I had to pick Austin Theory.
Yeah, already got a victory over Cena.
Yeah. Rematch. I beat you once, I can beat you again. But
I seen a post and it said if Vince was still in charge, Baron Corbin would be the one to retire John Cena. And I laughed. And then I thought,
it's true though.
Actually,
it's true.
Baron Corbin might be a good call to be the guy who beats John Cena.
Yeah.
Everyone was pissed when he was Kurt Angle's final opponent. Because everybody wanted it to be John. Well,
and he was there.
Kurt's not going to be John's final opponent. Why not have it be Baron?
Well, Baron is the safest one in the ring. He's safe.
He sure is, man. Great moveset. Always safe. Puts guys down flat. Not going to hurt you. Something to think about. I'm very intrigued by the final tour of John Cena. I jokingly made the comment that 2025, I'm just gonna, me and your sister, we're gonna pack up an RV and just travel the country and chase John Cena around. I mean, why not, right?
Go to Vegas.
It might get a little pricey, but I mean, why not? I could write it off or something. I mean, just go get an RV and just chase John Cena around 2025. Make every town, make every event. Everybody hit our Instagram, drop a comment. Is that what you guys want me to do for 2025? Are we going to take the show on the road?
I'll still be here.
Buy an RV. Just go and follow John Cena around the country for the year.
You got to find the dates he's going to be at.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting time to see what they do. I think they should give him the belt. I really do.
I say this: if he doesn't win the Rumble, if he wins that Elimination Chamber match, where he normally have a title shot in there, that should be it. Since now the Elimination Chamber is safer than it was in the beginning.
That's true. That's very true. One person said they want a shot at John Cena on the Cena tour is CM Punk.
I saw that.
Yep. Punk got involved, Money in the Bank. He's been fined. Drew McIntyre lost his shit, been suspended indefinitely.
Yep.
So, when does Drew show back up on Raw?
He's going to show up tonight.
Do either of these guys show up on Raw tonight?
He's going to show up. Drew going to show up tonight. Watch.
So if Drew shows up tonight while he's suspended indefinitely, he's definitely going to get in more trouble.
What they're going to do the normal thing. He shows up, security guard all around the building, the normal thing. And then he buys a ticket. Ticket to the show.
He gets a scalp ticket.
That's right.
When does Punk and Drew have their first match?
You would think Survivor Series, but I think it's going to be at that Bad Blood.
You think they're going to put it off to Bad Blood?
I don't know if Punk is 100% healed yet. I think he do something.
Thinking he'll be ready. He could be ready to go for SummerSlam.
Yeah. If it's not SummerSlam, I say it's going to be at that Bad Blood.
Makes sense to put it off until Bad Blood. Make us wait. Or you have a match at SummerSlam that ends in sort of a no contest situation to create the need for some sort of stipulation match with Bad Blood. Not Hell in a Cell. It shouldn't be a Hell in a Cell match. I'm afraid it will be, but it should.
It will be. That's the point of it. That's where the first Hell in a Cell took place.
I know. I just don't know that I think these guys should have a Hell in a Cell. Not yet. I mean, look at how long Taker and Mick were in there. Look at how long Taker and Shawn were in there for their Bad Blood Hell in a Cell match. I mean, we were a couple matches then.
Mm-hmm.
But I will make one prediction right now for whatever the first match is between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Whatever their first match is, I think Punk either cheats to win or does something super dastardly to get the match stopped. Because I believe this feud is designed for a double turn. Right now, I mean, Drew's been kind of treated as a heel, but his logic behind everything is solid. He's a heel who makes sense. And Punk really came off as a complete dick at Money in the Bank. So I think whenever they have their match, I think it's double turn. I think Punk becomes the heel and Drew becomes the face.
Ooh. But you know what they should do? If they do Bad Blood, they should do the 3 stages of hell.
Oh my God! Seriously?
Just saying.
I mean, I guess they could. I guess they could. Do a dog collar match.
Just saying. If they want to bring back some good stuff, 3 Stages of Hell would be perfect. And then you could do the Hell in the Cell that way for the third match.
I touched on it earlier. Talked about how I think there'll be a development with the Usos, and how I think we could see something develop tonight. We're getting to our Raw preview here a little bit. Here's the card for Raw tonight. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but tonight on Raw, Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio involved in a mixed tag match against Zelina Vega and Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. So.
We didn't have Judgment Day, Finn Balor, JD, and Carlito versus Braun Strowman and Awesome Truth.
Yeah.
Damage Control, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, and Kari Zane versus Lyra Valkyrie, Gaten Carter, and Katana Chance.
Yeah. I heard about them. Yeah.
And then the main event tonight is Chad Gable versus Jey Uso.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Right now, those are all the matches that are put out there. So, for my take, that's main event. Jey Uso versus Chad Gable was probably going to be your main event tonight.
I thought it'd be Judgment Day.
The YS6 is going to take both of them out, right? Or they're at least going to take out Chad and make Jay watch. What's the thing with the YS6? About family, right?
Mm-hmm.
Liv is a troll. She posted an image of her shirt that says, "I can fix him." That's funny.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I didn't see that. Yeah, so my prediction is the YS6 is the catalyst that brings the Usos back together. That then leads to the bloodline coming back together. The OG bloodline.
The OG bloodline.
Yeah. Look at the focal point of what the YS6 is talking about family. Bo's talking about his brother. And a lot of the QR codes and imagery around their issue with Chad Gable is about him turning on his family. And how he treated them and all that. Now you have Chad Gable versus Jey Uso. The Y6 has to get involved in this match in some capacity. Whether it be they attack Chad and Jay, they just attack Chad and make Jay watch. There's got to be some involvement there that is a catalyst for the Usos reunited. This is the match to start something.
Okay. But how they gonna get the Usos back together when majority of them on SmackDown and Jay's the only one on Raw?
That I don't know. I have the pencil, but I can't write that part. I just don't. But I mean, how else do you get them together? I mean, it can't simply be the bloodline thing, because then we have all this talk of family around the YS6. Jake,
kind of think about it.
Showing his memories of his brother. Yeah, I mean, they could do some spooky ooky shit. They could. I don't know. I just feel it in my gut that the YS6 is the catalyst.
Well, I can't say that. They did do it with the Dudley boys when they split them up and they brought them back together.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to make sense, and it doesn't have to be they're reuniting them totally on the shows, but at least just mend the fence. Yeah. Jimmy and Roman weren't drafted. You're right. They're free agents. Right.
Oh.
So, I don't know, man. I feel like that's the plot of the YS6, is to heal these family things, at least this initial thing.
Okay.
And the focus has been Chad Gable. You got the Fireflies associating himself with Jay, and him saying, "I don't want any smoke. I want no problems with the YS6." But he's already got a problem with him. Him and his family are broken. Him and his brother are broken. Now, what's the most important thing to Bo Dallas?
Family.
Brother. He lost his brother. And Jimmy and Jay have chosen to fight.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah. Why wouldn't that be the focus of the Wyatt Six? Bringing Jimmy and Jay back together.
I don't see why not.
Yeah. Got want Jay to go through the same thing. He has the opportunity to fix things with his brother. And the Fireflies chose Jay. Why wouldn't that lead the Wyatt Six to Jey Uso? Why wouldn't that lead the Wyatt Six to help bend the Usos, which then in turn helps bend the bloodline to stop whatever it is that Solo Sikoa is on, pinning Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
That's my Raw prediction.
That's a Raw prediction. Okay.
I don't think there will be a winner between Chad Gable and Jey Uso. I think it may end in a massacre from the Wyatt Six. And if it means they got to beat the shit out of Jay to bring Jimmy back, it's just what they got to do.
Maybe right. Or Jay just jumps off the ring and let him jump the Wyatt Six jump Chad Gable.
Yeah, Shield's earliest fused with the Wyatts. Yeah. I mean, it could be that Jay just runs and lets him attack Chad Gable. Or it could be that they force Jay to watch it through Chad Gable to send him a message.
It could go either way. Because they're crazy. They're crazy.
There's some options there for them. Different ways they could go about it.
That is true.
Now, with that, we're coming off of a premium live event weekend, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you this very important question. And it's how we end our shows on Monday. Everyone in the comments on Instagram, get your predictions ready. Let's switch from the pencil. We're going to the dry erase marker, everybody. Joe, what time does that bell ring for the first match on Monday Night Raw?
Okay. Recap. You like good 5 minutes. Talk. 8:26.
8:26.
8:26.
All right, Joe's going to 8:26. I don't know if and it could be a while, but I'm gonna say I'm saying 8:16. We got some comments coming in on Instagram. The Panthers, his hot take is that Liv isn't the villain. Well, Marty Scurll's been trying to get hashtag We Want Marty trending. He is the villain. My whole thing with Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio situation, I made this comment a few shows ago. I think the story is that Finn Balor and Liv Morgan have been plotting this from the beginning. I really do. That's the story. The match before Finn joined Judgment Day, it was Finn, AJ Styles, and Liv Morgan versus Edge, Damian Priest, and because Rhea brainwashed Dom, Liv showed up. Yeah. So Liv, Finn, plotted it. I mean, maybe. So I've always said that I think the story of the Judgment Day should have been that Rhea Ripley was brainwashing everyone, and she should have been the leader. That should have been like the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the story now should be that Finn Balor and Liv Morgan have been plotting to take it over from the beginning. It's been their workings from the day Finn joined, since they couldn't beat them. Is that Finn was going to infiltrate, then Liv would infiltrate later, and then they can take the whole thing over. And it's Liv and Finn together, not Dom and Liv. It'll be Rhea Ripley gets pissed, leaves the group, and Dom be with Liv. And I was like, I didn't want you. This was just about taking everything away from Rhea Ripley. And that's the story.
Okay. But there is one.
Said he would take down Judgment Day.
But there is one more thing I got to bring up before you go.
Okay. What we got before we go, Joe?
What about Seth and CM Punk?
Don't even get everybody started on trying to get me to go to SummerSlam either.
No.
I don't want to be around 70,000 people.
No. What about Seth and CM Punk? Because CM Punk did cost not only Drew, but he cost Seth for getting the title shot.
Yeah, he did. I think that's one of the things I think was great about the failed cash in at Money in the Bank was that it moved along a bunch of storylines, but it got us back to Seth Rollins, CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the storyline that's brewing in the background that I think is more important than Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. But Seth Rollins, CM Punk has to be a blood feud that is beyond everything else, because that will be the most important thing Punk does upon being back in WWE. And
Okay.
assuming Punk doesn't break.
Yeah.
Because if they do 3 Stages of Hell, they do a Hell in a Cell with him and Drew, that makes me nervous.
Hey.
That's not trying to be a dick. I'm really not. But John Moxley was right. Mox was right. He was right about Punk. Fragile mind, fragile body, fragile ego. That's CM Punk.
Yeah, it is.
If he does a Hell in a Cell, it's either going to be a very boring Hell in a Cell, or he's going to be on the shelf for another 8 months. He's just not a durable person. Age can do that to us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I hope that's not the case. I don't want anyone to get injured. No. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. All ego, Ethan. Yeah, I mentioned ego, and everybody goes straight to Ethan Page.
Hey, I wasn't gonna bring that.
Man, so
That was good.
we can talk a little bit about NXT, Joe. Want to touch on this a little bit before we call it a show?
All right, I watched the whole thing.
You watched the whole thing, Joe? Go ahead. You lay the whole thing out. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Okay, I'll just go to the main event, since you don't want to hear about the women's, but the main event, Fatal 4-Way. That was the best Fatal 4-Way ever I've seen. It was very, very good. And what I can say
it was really good.
And what I can say about the end, the end was the best thing about it.
The ending of that Fatal 4-Way.
That
was such an overbooked masterpiece. A lot of people don't like an overbooked finish. I've had some opinions of some of the ones that happened in the past. But damn, man, whenever an overbooked finish is done so perfectly, and to have all ego Ethan Page win like that is so perfect for his character. He can spin that and to talk about his ring awareness and how he intentionally fell like that. He knew what he was doing the whole time. It's perfect. My question for you guys. Ethan Page has been in NXT for how long now? 2 months?
A month and a half. About a month and a half.
About 6 weeks? 6 to 8 weeks?
Yeah.
And he's the NXT champion.
Mm-hmm.
Never a single champion in AEW.
No, he wasn't champion AEW, no.
Nope. Been champion in every other pro he's been in, I believe, for the most part. Cuban Gorilla said the ending was BS. Are you not happy about Ethan Page being champ?
I liked it.
I like him being a champ too. You know why I like it? Everyone should know why I like it by now. You got a heel champion.
Yeah, heel champion.
Heel champion. Everyone now the chase is on. Who dethrones him?
Mm-hmm.
Who takes that title off of all Ethan Page? But he wasn't a champ in AEW. Never treated like he was going to be a champion in AEW.
And you said you like the ones that just stay at home and get paid. And look at that.
I didn't say I like it. I said I don't see why fans feel like it's such a terrible thing for guys to get paid to be at home.
And now you see why. He did his thing. He showed everybody what he got.
I get it from wanting to be creative and do a thing. I get that. But there are some guys out there who, well, man, it rarely comes from the talent. Usually comes from the fan base pretending there's an issue of guys being at home getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. There's not a lot of AEW talent out there that really could be doing something that's on their social media complaining about making money, not have to take bumps. It's not like a real thing. Sure, you have maybe some comments here and there from your Muros of the world who really think they're better than they are. Sorry. But I don't know. I'm happy to see Ethan Page with that title. I think a heel champion in NXT is the right call. And I think he's going to do good things as champion before he gets called up. I don't want them to rush his call up though.
Nah, he ain't gonna get rushed that fast.
I think he should probably set a record as NXT champ. Who's your current longest reigning NXT world champion?
It was, I think it was Shinsuke.
I think so. I wanted to say it was not before.
It was Shinsuke with, what? I think he had like 1,000, something close to 1,000 days, I think it was. No, it wasn't 1,000.
Maybe it might be Adam Cole at 403 days. Let's see here. Samoa Joe has the most. No, Finn Balor, longest combined reign is 504. Adam Cole's reign is the longest single reign at 403 days. I think having Ethan Page beat Adam Cole's record would be the right decision. You can create compelling TV on NXT with Ethan Page as your NXT World Champion for the next year plus. You have a lot of babyface in NXT who can chase after him, have him beat every single one of them. By hook or by crook, you then build that all-ego character and get him ready for main roster. Give it a year. Hell yeah. Next fall, 2025, we're talking about Ethan Page going on to main roster. And who's his first opponent whenever he gets called up? Let's say September 2025.
I wouldn't know.
I'll tell you who it should be. John Cena. I don't say he beats John Cena.
Okay.
But imagine, you build him up as NXT champion over the next year. He takes on all comers, takes on some TNA guys here and there. He drops it to whomever at SummerSlam 2025, whatever NXT events around SummerSlam 2025. He drops that title, takes a little time off. John Cena is your WWE Heavyweight Champion. Open up Monday Night Raw. Open challenge, man. Somebody send me home. Somebody take this belt off me and send me home. I'm ready to go. All you owe Ethan Page.
Okay.
He eats a 5-knuckle shuffle, an attitude adjuster. But he doesn't beat John, but he has a hell of a match with him. You established him as the guy in NXT for over a year. You have him beat Adam Cole's reign because Adam Cole ain't coming back to WWE. That ain't happening.
Nah. It might, but you never know.
Man, I don't think there's a place for him anymore in WWE. His injury is taking this amount of time to come back. When he comes back, I mean, he's lost a lot of the heat that was behind him in AEW. I don't know how you reestablish him as Adam Cole Baby and then you make him a hot enough commodity to come back to WWE with interest. I don't think you can do it. I think you're better to establish the star that you have who will move on to main roster and want to stick around as your longest reigning NXT champion. And you can do it in such a short window. Just past the year mark, get him to 500 days. You know, it's a little short of 2 years. Hey, why not?
Okay. Not bad. Not bad.
You can get him an opportunity to face John Cena before Cena calls it a career. Good feather in his cap to have the match. He doesn't need to win it. It'd be better
It could happen.
if he could.
I mean, it could happen. Yeah,
I don't know if that time frame would work that builds up where he beats John Cena before Cena calls it a career, but you can make the match happen. Even if he's NXT champion, you can still make the match happen. Cena wants to face top guy in NXT. Have Cena do a match in NXT. As heavyweight champ, have him come to NXT and do a match with Ethan Page. Why not?
That's not bad.
Right? Thank you, everyone, for checking us out live on Instagram. If you're not live on Instagram, you're on Spotify, YouTube. Thank you for checking us out there. You should really follow us on Instagram for all the good shit happens.
I think everybody's following you on Instagram.
It's growing. We're growing. Growing on Instagram. I'll tell you what. I had someone ask. It was. I won't say the company's name. The company reached out to us. Why the focus of the podcast being on Instagram? Why is that my thing? And here's the reason why. Instagram Live podcast is the thing I focus on because nobody else does that. But YouTube's an established platform. It's huge. It's tricky to get a foothold, tricky to grow a following, and a lot of the accounts are bots. A lot of bots on YouTube. There's just kind of a lot of shit to coincide with. Anyone can hit you with a copyright claim. Things don't gotta make sense. You know, our original YouTube channel blew up fast, and then I made one comment about what culture. And next thing I knew, the channel got shut down.
Oh damn!
I'm not saying it's related. I'm just saying what happened. That's the chain of events. Thumbnail I made. What culture made a thumbnail that looked exactly the same? I made a joke about it. I still enjoy What Culture. I enjoy Cultaholic also, but I made a joke. The next day, the channel was shut down. There's no copyright things. There was nothing like there was no, and you know you can do an appeal, but it doesn't get you anywhere. Like there's no course of action to go through. You can't rectify. You can't talk to someone. But, hey, what do you mean? So the YouTube exists, but I don't necessarily care about it. It's there. It's a platform. It's an avenue for a lot of people to go to. Sure, I mean, it's there. Spotify's cool. It's easy. I think it's a great platform. I think Rumble is an awesome platform, but just not enough people use Rumble, really. Man, everybody's got Instagram. Everybody has an Instagram. And for interviews, one of the big reasons why I started doing podcasts on Instagram was for interviews. Interviewing BKFC fighters and MMA fighters. It's a lot easier to do this conversation live than for me to send a link to this app, download this software. Now we got to go on. Let's have the conversation. Now I got to hope that I was using another platform, and I won't say that company's name either, but I lost an entire interview because the person I was interviewing closed. We did the interview. They were done. They closed. They weren't watching to make sure their audio file uploaded correctly. Or anything. Why would someone being interviewed on someone's podcast bother to do that shit? It shouldn't be on a person that you're having a conversation with to do that. And I was paying for this software, and I'm like, I lost my entire interview. Oh, well, reach back out to the person who you were interviewing and have them re-download and go back in. And no one's going to do this. Someone running a company is not going to make time to go in because the software a podcaster had them use to conduct an interview didn't work. That's not how the person I'm interviewing. That's not their responsibility. As a host, that's my responsibility. Make sure the shit I'm having you use works. You know what works 100% of the time? Instagram. 100% of the time, this shit works. Every so often, we have a hiccup, but that's usually an internet connection hiccup. It's not a platform hiccup. You were involved in podcasts whenever I was using another company's software. Shit was annoying where I'd send you a link. Joe, click this link. Now let's have a conversation. It sucked. That shit sucked. So I don't do it. That company's reaching out. Oh, you want to do the podcast on our platform? Oh, well, we're podcast hosting, whatever. I'm not signing for you. You got to do this. I'm not signing. No. Why would I put my podcast in someone else's hands? Why on earth would I do it? Oh, we can help it get out there. I don't need you to help get out there. You're going to help it get out there to bots. I don't want bots. I don't want that. I want the Panther and the Cuban Gorilla in the comments on Instagram. That's what I want. I want real people. I'd rather have 40 real people than 40,000 bots. Well, we can get your views up there. No, because it ain't real people watching.
Yeah.
It's one dude running a hosting platform with 1,000 generic Android phones on a wall clicking on your shit. That's what it is. Trying to feed me some nonsense. Oh, man, you put your podcast on this. Oh man, we got an internet radio station. You want to put your show on this? No, I don't. Don't want to do that. I'm not gonna. Sorry. Oh, we can connect you with this. I don't want that. Well, if this sponsor, if you do this for them, they'll send you this thing and they'll pay you. I don't want their money because they're gonna tell me what I have to do. And I don't want somebody telling me what I have to do. I want us to do the podcast when we want to do it, when it's convenient for us, have the conversation we want, say the shit we want, run it as long as we want to, put the ad reads in wherever we want, talk about Build-A-Bear gummies wherever we want, and have them donate to a dog kennel for us. I don't need a check. Me and Joe, we got money. We don't need a check. Help the dogs. Do that shit.
There you go.
Speaking of which, there's a fundraiser on our Instagram. The Lorraine County Dog Kennel. That's where we rescued our dog from. Great place, but they're full.
Yeah.
The puppies need some help.
Yeah.
So looking to foster, you're looking to adopt, or you're just looking to help out some dogs in need. You click on our fundraiser, help them raise money for them. Every dollar donated goes directly to them. None of it comes to the podcast.
Yes.
Never even see it. Goes directly to them. Cashes out, goes right to them.
It's true. I don't even see a penny. Never saw a penny.
And we getting up.
Mm-hmm.
Joe.
There you go.
Thank you for being with me tonight. Enjoy Monday Night Raw. I'll do my best to stay awake. I will never make it till 11 p.m.
I'll make it to 11.
Ain't gonna happen. I was up till after 10 p.m. 2 days last week, and I wasn't happy about it. Joe, you're in charge of watching NXT tomorrow night. Make sure you're ready to talk about that come Wednesday.
I got that.
Everyone, we will see you Wednesday. AEW Dynamite pre-show. We talk about they have another good card lined up. Talk about who we think it's going to be: Hangman Adam Page or Bryan Danielson to go on to face Swerve Strickland at Wembley. All that and more Wednesday, 5:05 p.m. live on Instagram. If you missed the live show, you can catch it YouTube, Spotify, and if my ass remembers to put it on Rumble, it might be on Rumble, but it's definitely going to be on YouTube and Spotify. Wednesday, guys, we're out. Thank you.
See y'all.